Cars are not works of art, and it bothers me to say it, but it's true. Even if we're passionate about cars, we have to admit that while some cars seem like they're literally sculpted by the wind, others feel like they're sculpted by interns at the end of their contract. But then, how do you explain that in photos or videos? Some cars look amazing, while in real life, they look like a toaster on wheels. Spoiler alert, it goes a little further than just the design. It's mostly a matter of staging. You can film a brick to look like a Lamborghini, or have a stylish car with sleek lines. If it's filmed poorly, it'll be as appealing as a dishwasher. I'm used to sharing automotive design secrets here. By the way, a lot of you really enjoyed my video about the design codes that make a car look good. And I have a second one in the works. But design is the step before the car hits our streets. And today we're going to look at things the other way around and check out the next step. We'll show how to make any car look good, even if it's ugly. If you're subscribed, you know me. I've been drawing cars for years, analyzing every model and watching dozens of commercials and every possible and imaginable presentation video. Today I'll share 5 framing secrets to make your ride look better in videos or photos, like when you want to sell it. And at the end of the video, you'll see the final result just like in the best commercials, but without the dream landscapes, without millions of dollars, and without a cinema camera, and with an old 206 Plus. The 206 Plus is simple. It's the front of a 207 and the back of a 206. So in terms of charisma, that's a done deal. I accepted the challenge and brought Danny, a professional videographer who has helped with several channel videos. Let's get to the point. How do you make a car look good?
To make the car look good, it's most important to boost its perceived value in the video. So for that, we're going to use original angles and original movements in the video.
We'll do that with the Ace Pro 2 and show you why. You'll see how filming from different angles affects the final result. All right, Danny, to start, we're going to get straight to the point. I don't know about you, but I notice people usually take pictures or videos of their car at eye level instead of crouching down. Is that good advice?
So, what's the point of doing it at ground level instead of at eye level? It's that you'll give more importance to the car. First of all, it will change the perspective. Second, we'll give the car much more quote-unquote aggressive lines. It's going to be much more flattering. And when we drive, it will give a better sense of speed to the car.
Let's get started. Danny shows me how to shoot a few shots you'll see next, and in the final video.
Usually on action cameras and even regular cameras, you can't really move the screen much, but here, bam, we have a foldable screen. And for framing, it's 1,000 times easier, and you don't have to lie down on the ground to get your shot. So now, I'm going to start filming. We're going to do the shot, and it's going to look like this, like this. Okay, new secret. We just did something slow, now we'll do something more dynamic. This time, we're going to use the boom and we're going to run after the car while it's making a turn. Same rule as before. Stay low and run after the car. To do that, you're going to get in the car, you're going to drive, you're going to make a turn, and I'm going to run after you like a total idiot. I'll take this opportunity to say something too. We could have used a phone or camera for this shot, but debris hitting such a fragile device wouldn't work. That's why we use the Insta360. It's tough and lets us get the shot.
My mic acts up here, but that's why I use voiceover. I'm just asking Danny to explain his setup.
We used a magic arm with a clamp to attach the Insta360 here.
The Insta360's advantage is its compact, lightweight design and versatility in attachment. That's this camera's strength.
What I suggest now is that you get inside, you'll be able to test the shot yourself, and you'll show me exactly what it looks like. Here, to make the transition with the previous shot. We're going to put the camera directly on the wheel and match the two shots at the moment when the wheel turns to the right at the same time.
What's cool is that we can duplicate this kind of shot as much as we want, and it gives a really nice result. No mic yet, but we can't discuss filming a car without mentioning an action camera. Not to mention the famous point of view shot that puts you in the driver's seat and shows your perspective. On our Insta360 Ace Pro 2, an artificial intelligence assistant helps us film non-stop while saving time and secure digital card space. And it finds the highlights and interesting moments in our long video and lets us isolate them. This way you avoid watching 2 hours of footage from recording an entire trip. Placing it in different cabin spots changes the angles. To really energize our final video, we need to vary the angles and try things that stand out. That's why we have to film the car as if it were an animal. Close-ups, wide shots, fast and slow shots, plus daring angles, all much harder without this little camera. Honestly, the easiest shot I have in mind is the car driving over the camera. There's 2 inches of clearance left, so we can do it. Let's put it in the middle of the road. Go ahead, that works. I don't think there's an easier shot than this. You take a rock, you line yourself up with it.
Now that Konstantin is here, we can turn the camera and he'll take the same route.